Okay, welcome back. My name is Reichian, and today we're going to be doing a Reichian segmental armouring workout. Very exciting stuff. It's a really great way to unlock a lot of tension, particularly from the upper body. There's a link below to some theory if you want to read that first, but basically Wilhelm Reich conceived this idea that there are bands of natural muscular armouring that go round the body, and that if there's unhealthy binding between these bands, then it blocks the natural flow of energy up the body and makes us feel blocked and rigid. And so this series of exercises that we'll be doing in this workout are designed to start to unblock that, so that we can just feel better, we have more energy for life, for doing whatever we want to do. And what's going to happen in this video is I'm going to just demonstrate these different postures one at a time, so you have a real understanding of what it looks like. And then we'll shift to audio and I will guide you through a 1-rep version of this workout. And if you wish to do the full version, which is about 45 minutes, you can download that for a small fee from my website at the link in the description. Okay, so your basic body position is pretty much the same for the whole of this workout. And that's to say you should be lying down flat on a mat. Your head, back of your head should be down because you don't want to compress your throat by having a pillow. Your arms should be relaxed by your side. For most people that's having your palms somewhat vertical, but whichever is most comfy for you. And your feet, soles of your feet should be flat on the mat, a comfy distance from your ass. And your feet should be about hip width apart, so they're not touching and they're not wide apart. Just check these things, and for most of the way through we'll be in this position. And for most of the exercises that we're going to do, your eyes will be closed, except where it's clearly stated that you need to open them as part of the exercise. There will be 9 stages in total. Okay, stage 1, eyes closed. I'm just going to practice what I call mammalian belly breathing, which is to try and relax your whole airway, have your mouth very slightly open, no tension if possible. It will be tricky from your throat, your chest, and the muscles between your ribs. And then you inflate and deflate your belly physically, and this, you can breathe like this. Dogs breathe like this often when they're just relaxing. They're just because when you balloon your belly out, your lungs will be drawn down, and if your whole airway is relaxed, air will come in. And likewise, when you relax your belly back down, then the air will go out again. So that's all we're going to practice in this. You almost certainly won't get it right. It's very tricky to get because it's super counterintuitive, because we've lost the ability to breathe very naturally and relaxedly. But practicing, it can come back again. So for 1 minute we'll be practicing this. It looks a bit like. Things to notice are that I'm ballooning my belly out fully, so it's really fully out, but I'm just relaxing it back. I'm not compressing it right back into the belly cavity like some other techniques. And also the technique, when you're doing it correctly, is soundless. Feel your airway. Feel your airway. Try to have no tension in it and try to trust that your belly can breathe you. So that's the first stage. Now that we've completed our stage of a mammalian belly breathing, we're going to start to work these layers of lateral armouring that run down the body, from the forehead down to the pelvis and legs. And the first one is the forehead. So what you do is you furrow your brow, which means you deliberately try to make it lined, like you're really, really serious about something. And you try to hold it in that state with your eyes gently closed and continue with this belly breathing. Points to note, it's tricky to do this on the exhale because these muscles will tend to relax, but you want to try and really hold them tight. Keep your eyes gently closed. Try to hold all that tension in your furrow and continue with this breathing. This is a basic principle in bioenergetics. By intelligently tensing certain muscle groups and breathing in a certain way, holding patterns start to become released. So that's the idea behind it. When the ding goes, you're going to move down to the next band, the ocular band, which is around the eyes. And for this exercise, it's a little bit different. On the inhale, as you balloon your belly out, open your eyes as wide as you can, literally as wide as you can. And then for the exhale, close them as tight as you can. Try to keep this mechanical belly breathing going, but it's not easy often, particularly when you start these kind of exercises. The main thing is that you breathe fairly deeply and that you keep this eye movement going, following the breath. It's not a hyperventilation technique, so it should be 2 or 3 seconds open, 2 or 3 seconds closed. Okay, when the ding goes, we're going to come down to the oral layer around here. And for this exercise, it's a little bit similar to the one with the forehead. Keeping your eyes closed this time, you open your mouth as wide as you can and you continue belly breathing. So we're doing one stretch and holding it. Again, point to note, on the exhale, the muscles will tend to relax unless you really stretch them open. You want to keep them stretched open. Okay. From the ding goes, we're going to come down to the cervical layer, or around the area around the throat. And for this one, we're going to use a technique called histrionic breathing or cry breathing with a slightly changed exhale. Histrionic breathing is something that little kids naturally do when they don't get their own way. Maybe sister got an ice cream, you didn't get an ice cream, and you just, it's not really making you cry and scream, but you breathe in a certain way to make it seem like that, you're really upset about it. And it goes like this. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking the inhale up into like 6 or 8 little mini inhales, and it gives it this histrionic quality. And then with the exhale, we give it a psychological edge as well. You make a small sound of kind of disgust, as though you're just giving up on the whole world, giving up on it. So together they look like and as you do these 2 exercises, have that feeling, that self-pitying feeling that you didn't get it, and you want to create a bit of a drama about it as you inhale, and then this feeling of, right, damn it, forget about all of you, I'm just giving up, just as you breathe out. That's working the cervical layer here. Then we come down to the chest, and this is another psychologically orientated one. You reach up with your hands. You can't see it perfectly on the screen, but basically my hands fully reach up and my palms are open and facing, that's important, and they're parallel, my arms, so I'm not bringing my hands together or having them wide apart, they're parallel. And also very important, my shoulders must come right off the mat. Your shoulders have to come right up, high as they can. Your back stays down, your head stays down, but your shoulders must be fully up, because these are muscles that we're in particular working where certain emotions and energetic states from childhood tend to be held. This is a reaching out gesture. This exercise is also done with the eyes open. And you imagine a parent or another caregiver that you had as a kid up there on the ceiling, and they're not giving you attention, basically. This is a very common sensation that little kids have in our very busy world. And because we don't get the attention that our DNA has calibrated us to expect, that becomes a stored charge in our system, stays there, and we act out from that feeling that, people in authority don't give us attention. So in this exercise, you reach up with your hands, eyes open, imagining a parent or someone there, and you start to say the word "see me," and then you free associate. So it might look like, "See me, Mum. I just want you to look at me. Please see me. Stop being busy. See me." All I'm doing is I'm just allowing whatever's there to come out. So you just free associate. It's important that you speak the language that you spoke as a kid. So when you're a little kid, 2, 3 years old, speak that language when you do it. If you're fully habituated to another language now, you can integrate the two a little bit, do some in one and some in the other, maybe it brings other things, but I do use the language you spoke as a kid also, because often deep memories and emotionality, stuck energy is associated with it from that early time in life. Okay, so it's like that, and that's for until the next ding. And when the ding goes, we're going to come down to work an exercise to work the diaphragm and the chest. And this is a technique where you inflate the belly and also your chest muscles, your intercostal muscles, which are the muscles between your ribs. So you're fully inflating your ribs and your belly, and then you exhale quite quickly with a kind of huh sound. So you take about 2, 3, 4 seconds to inflate slowly, both the chest and the belly, and then you exhale rapidly so you compress back down with a h sound. So it looks like, again, eyes are closed again for this one. It's important to really inflate as much as you can and then deflate quickly. And what this does is it starts to have a kind of percussive effect on this big muscle here, the diaphragm, which in most people is quite strongly locked. You know, it becomes locked because from a mental level we're trying to suppress and control energy. And so we lock at the diaphragm, lock at the pelvis, lock at the throat, and we're trying to unblock that stuff. And it's not so easy to move the diaphragm with your breathing, but if you get your belly and your chest to move in certain ways, then the diaphragm will become unlocked with it. And you'll feel, you know, much more energy coming up from your lower body. So now we're going to come down to the pelvic layer. And for this exercise, we're going to do pelvic tilting. So what this means is it's quite a subtle movement, but as you breathe in, and you can do the belly breathing inhales if you can, but it's not vital. Eyes are closed. As you breathe in, you tilt your pelvis down. So my anus comes towards the mat, my lower back comes off the mat, my tailbone stays down. And then on the exhale, tilt back. So it's like, inhale, exhale. Okay, so what's important in this exercise is to keep the tailbone down. So that's like the pivot point, the fulcrum, as they say. And then you're tilting this way, tilting back. Tilt as much as you personally can without lifting the tailbone off the mat. Okay, you continue that for one thing. Feel this area as you do it. And then we come to the final exercise, and that is you bring your feet together and your knees together, so you're shifting a little bit out of that posture, out of the posture. You have your eyes closed. What you're going to do is gently bring your knees apart, very gentle movement. And as you do so, feel for any kind of trembling which comes into the body. It's got a little bit there. It's rather like you just slowly let them separate. And when you feel something happening, you allow it to happen. Basically, you allow it to happen. It's kind of like mining, you know, it's kind of like mining. You're slowly feeling into, as you move your knees apart very gently, you're feeling for any sense of trembling. And when you find any sense, you find a little bit of gold, then you dig in there and allow it to come out. Very subtle movements, and at some point you find something. And at this stage, it's the only stage you do it for 2 dings. When you've done that for 2 dings, when you've allowed that shaking to come out, then bring your feet wider apart. If you're going to do another rep, and begin with the belly breathing again and then work all the way down once more, I recommend doing 3 reps. If you're complete, you simply stretch out, and for 3 more dings, you just lie there and feel your body, eyes closed, no longer having to pay attention to your breath. Okay, now you've learned all about these techniques, I'm going to shift to audio and guide you through a single rep of this workout. And remember, if you'd like to do longer versions guided, then you can find those on my website at the link below. Okay, so you should now be lying down on the mat with your knees up, the soles of your feet planted about hip width apart and a comfy distance from your ass. The back of your head should be on the mat, no cushion, and your eyes should be gently closed. You should already have watched the demonstration video so that you're familiar with all the exercises that we're about to go through. Get ready, relax your airway, and when the ding comes, you're going to begin mammalian belly breathing. Ballooning your belly out, which will draw your lungs down and allow air in, and then just relaxing your belly muscles back down, which will gently push air back out. And doing it at such a rate that a full cycle of breath takes around 5 to 10 seconds. There's the ding, so let's begin mammalian belly breathing. Stay with it, ballooning your belly out, holding it for a couple of seconds, relaxing it slowly back down, trying to keep your whole airway from your face down to your lungs relaxed while you do so. Now we're moving to the forehead ring. Keeping your eyes gently closed, furrow your brow as much as you can. Keep it furrowed whilst continuing belly breathing. Keep that forehead fully furrowed. Keep that belly breathing going. Keep feeling your body. And now we're coming to the ocular ring, the eyes. On the inhale, open your eyes as wide as you can. On the exhale, close them as tightly as you can. Continue breathing deeply as you do so. Keep opening your eyes as wide as you can on the inhale, closing them as tight as you can on the exhale. Keep breathing deeply as you do so and feel your body. You can do it. And now we're coming to the oral ring. Open your mouth as wide as you possibly can. Keep it that way while you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, engaging your abdominals. Keep your mouth open as wide as you can. And now we're coming down one segment to the throat or cervical ring. Begin histrionic breathing, breaking your inhale up into about 6 or 8 little inhales, and then expelling one out breath like huh, like you've just had enough of the world. Stay focused and keep giving it energy. Stay with the histrionic breathing. Give it as much energy as you can. You can do this. And now we come to the chest ring. Reach your arms up, your palms facing each other, taking your shoulders right off the mat but keeping your back and the back of your head down. Keep your eyes open. Imagine a parent or caregiver up on the ceiling. You want their attention. Say the word "see me" in the language you spoke as a kid and free associate. Go for it. Keep stretching your arms up. Keep saying "see me" and free associating. Keep going. You can do it. And now we're coming to the diaphragmatic ring. Bring your arms back down. Inflate your chest and your belly fully, taking a couple of seconds, and then exhale quickly with a huh sound, compressing your chest and your belly back down. Keep going. 2 or 3 seconds to fully inflate your chest and belly, and then quickly exhale with a huh sound. And now we come to pelvic tilting. On the inhale, tilt your pelvis down towards the mat so your lower back comes up, your anus moves towards the mat. On the exhale, tilt it back again. Keep your tailbone on the mat throughout this tilting, but otherwise tilt your pelvis backwards and forwards as far as you can. Keep going with the pelvic tilting. Keep feeling your pelvic area. You're doing great. Now we come to the final stage. Bring your feet together so they're just touching, and gently bring your knees to the side, very gently, looking for any spot where there's trembling, and then remain in that place and allow the trembling to happen. We're going to be doing this for 2 dings. Keep going, gently separating your knees, gently bringing them back, looking for any spot of trembling for 1 more ding. Okay, so now it's time to go into the relaxation phase. Stretch your legs out. Keep your eyes closed. Pay no further attention to however you're breathing, but remain feeling your body. Well done. workout, well done for going for it. And if you'd like to check out longer versions of this workout, a 2-rep version and a 3-rep version for even more release, then you can find those in the shop section of my website at bioenergetics.org.uk. Thank you.